It's an everyday event. An Uber ride to the airport.
I earned $53.98 off of this trip.
And this Uber driver, who asked not to be identified, didn't even have to make small talk with the passenger. So this is Michael?
No, this is Steven.
Steven! You can understand my confusion over the passenger's name because the passenger we're talking about isn't actually there. This driver just finished what she calls a ghost ride.
This is the one I took Saturday night. It was from Athens to here at a 1.5 surge, which paid me out $60.
$60 to drive no one somewhere. While the passengers may be invisible, there are real drivers making real money doing these rides. And I learned they're using your stolen credit card information to do it. We traced the ringleader of this scheme in Atlanta to a man in India.
If you look on the dark web where personal information is being bought and sold by criminal, credit card numbers are incredibly inexpensive.
That's Melanie Ensign. She's part of Uber's security team. Thanks to all those data breaches that keep making news, our personal information is being sold again and again. And crooks keep finding new ways to use it.
In the industry, we have a special term for it. It's called acupuncture.
Here's how it works. First, the ringleader, usually someone in China or India, recruits Uber drivers to take these ghost rides. For this driver, it started with an invitation from a friend.
And they tell me they're going to Jacksonville, Florida, and not taking a passenger, but still getting paid for it.
And you thought?
I thought, wow.
Once she expressed an interest, she was put in touch with that man in India, who used Facebook Messenger to communicate.
I tell him I need a ride from a certain place to a certain place. He goes ahead and initiates it from there, and I just accept the ride and take it.
That man in India initiates the ride by hacking into existing Uber accounts. People usually don't notice because he swaps out the credit card information with a stolen number to pay for it. The industry calls it acupuncture because that ride request is made right where the driver is located, ensuring they get the gig. And once that driver makes it to the destination, the man in India gives him a good review and a tip. And then you, in theory, would turn around and give him back what?
About 40%.
That's the final step. Stolen money pays for the ride, but the money being wired by the driver back to India is clean. Patrick Kelly, the Chief Technology Officer for Critical Path Security, says, welcome to modern-day money laundering.
I guess I was struck between, wow, this is a thing, and how ingenious. You know, it may seem like just a little bit of money per transaction, but if you start looking at this, exponentially, then it adds up pretty quickly.
Already, crooks are trying to skim more out of the deal, using Uber Eats to place fake food orders. Here's a message from that man in India trying to recruit our driver to get involved. The restaurants do not have to prepare anything, and you do not have to deliver anything. Just the promise of cashing in on a big payday. Kelly worries it's not just stolen credit card information being used.
We have breaking news right now. The city of Atlanta's computers are being held hostage.
He says schemes like this can be used to launder money from ransomware payments.
Drug trafficking, human trafficking, child exploitation.
Exit right to I-85 South.
This Uber driver never did wire any money back to India and says she only took a handful of ghost rides to expose what was going on. But she knows plenty of drivers willing to do it, especially when those normal fares slow down.
Well, I know somebody that's doing it full time. They're probably making over $1,000 a week doing it.
Well, Uber says it's the company that foots the bill for fraud. Consumers have the headache of proving they didn't take the ride and clearing their name. This driver says she has no interest in fueling fraud. Why isn't it worth it to you to do?
Because I know what's right and what's wrong.
On the road, there is black pavement and white lines. To this driver, there is no gray. And this just feels wrong.
Absolutely.